In the vast landscape of American automotive history, there are cars that defined their era, cars that reflected the pulse of a generation, and cars that boldly stood apart from the crowd. And then there is the Plymouth Barracuda, a machine whose story is a little rebellious, a little misunderstood, and absolutely essential to the legend of the American muscle car. Its journey begins not with thunderous Hemis or quarter-mile glory, but with an idea that a car could be sporty, stylish, and youthful without costing a fortune. The Barracuda emerged from that idea, and in doing so, it quietly nudged the door open to one of the greatest cultural movements in automotive history. The story starts in 1964, a year often remembered for the debut of the Ford Mustang. But what many people forget is that Plymouth beat Ford to the punch by 2 full weeks. That's right, the first true pony car. If we define a pony car as a compact, sporty coupe with long hood, short deck proportions, and affordable performance, wasn't the Mustang at all. It was the Plymouth Barracuda, an early bird that swooped in before America even knew it was hungry for such a car. But timing alone wasn't enough to cement a legacy. The Mustang had the marketing muscle of Ford, the cultural spark, the celebrity endorsements. The Barracuda, by contrast, was more subtle. It was born from the Plymouth Valiant platform, practical, reliable, and hardly glamorous. And yet, from this humble foundation, something special was taking shape. One of the most striking features of that 1964 Barracuda was its enormous, sweeping rear glass, the largest single piece of curved automotive glass ever installed on an American production car at the time. That massive window wrapped dramatically around the back of the car, giving the Barracuda a fastback profile that was futuristic and unmistakable. It wasn't just a window, it was a statement, a signal that Plymouth was ready to take bold chances. And as America entered the mid-1960s, a decade defined by youthful energy, performance, and freedom, the Barracuda found its place among drivers who wanted something different, something a little unconventional. Powertrain options for those early models ranged from modest to impressive for the day. While the base slant-six engines were thrifty and smooth, the real excitement came from the optional 273 cubic inch V8, which made the Barracuda far more than a pretty fastback. Fun fact, Road and Track tested the 273 equipped Barracuda and praised its balance, noting that it was more nimble than many competitors. But even then, the Barracuda wasn't aiming for volume. It wasn't built to outsell the Mustang. It was built to offer a deeper, more rebellious alternative, something for the drivers who weren't swayed by advertising hype. But everything changed in 1970. This is the pivotal moment in the Barracuda legend. The year Plymouth ripped away the Valiant roots and introduced an entirely different beast. Built on the new E-body platform, the Barracuda suddenly became lower, wider, shorter, and unmistakably muscular. The 1970 Barracuda lineup came in 3 flavors: the basic model, the luxurious Grand Coupe, and the raw, performance-driven Cuda. And the Cuda, well, that's the one that shook the earth. This redesigned Barracuda was a masterpiece of muscle-era styling. The long hood, the aggressive stance, the sculpted body lines, the bold color choices like vitamin C orange and sassy grass green, everything about it announced that Plymouth was no longer playing subtle. Even standing still, the car looked like it was holding its breath, ready to launch. And under the hood, buyers had access to a buffet of American performance engines: the 340, the 383, the 444 barrel, the 446 pack, and the crown jewel, the legendary 426 Hemi. The Hemi Cuda wasn't just powerful, it was downright outrageous, a road-legal embodiment of Chrysler's racing dominance. With its hemispherical combustion chambers, massive ports, and thunderous sound, the 426 HEMI was capable of transforming the Barracuda from a sporty coupe into a street-devouring monster. Cars like the Hemi Cuda weren't designed for casual grocery runs. They were built for the drag strip, for the racetrack, for the driver who wanted to feel every heartbeat of the machine and every vibration of the road. Fun fact, the Hemi Cuda has become one of the most valuable muscle cars on Earth. Only a handful of Hemi Cuda convertibles were built in 1970 and 1971. and those can now sell for over $3 million at auction. That's not just rare, that's holy grail of muscle cars. Rare. But what many people don't know is that the Barracuda wasn't just a straight-line bruiser. Its handling, especially in the lighter small block variants, was surprisingly sharp for its time. Car and Driver magazine praised the Cuda for striking a balance